how you can use Shiny for Python to not only run a web application, but also export a static website, which you can then host on a GitHub page. And we'll be doing all this without ever leaving GitHub using a GitHub Codespace. All right, so now you're going to want to navigate to this GitHub repository that I have in the description. So you'll see the only file I have in here is the README. And so this README just basically says what we're going to do. And you'll notice that I don't have any other files because basically we can hop into this GitHub session and make a code space and run this code. Let's give it a try. So go over to the green code button, have the drop down, and it will probably be on this local. Navigate to Codespace and create a code space. All right, so now that you have that, we can take a look at what we kind of have here. This is essentially VS Code session. So select the README, and you'll notice here I have the instructions, but what we really want are these commands that I've listed in the chunk. So we'll allow that. We're gonna install Shiny and Shiny Live. Should take a second. And I'll just do Shiny Live as well. All right, so now that we have those two dependencies installed, we can create a project. So we're just gonna write Shiny create and then a dot for the current directory. And you'll notice that we get an app.py in this file. Come over here and say, hello, my name is Matt. Did not spell well, but that is okay. And then what we want to do is test it out by running it. So Shiny run. We can navigate over here in the browser and we'll just see, it should say, hello, my name is Matt. And you'll notice 3 active elements that you get in a typical Shiny app in JavaScript, demoing how you can do an input with an output. So just going to multiply by 2. And that is a demo of how you actually run an app with Shiny Python. Super fast, super easy. And then the other part is if you want to make a GitHub page, we can stop this connection, then export the current directory, and then we want to put it into a folder called docs so that GitHub page has a spot to do that. It typically just goes off that docs folder. So now you'll notice we have a docs folder and we have an index.html. Now let's go over and pop that into a GitHub page and ensure that you have all of your changes synced. So we're going to say uploading app and website. We're going to commit that. Yes. And then I think we have to sync it. So let's sync. And then we'll hop over to our normal github.com. We'll take a second to sync. And if we refresh, bam, we have a new website. Settings, go to pages. Then, yep, we want main, and then we want, it might have root selected. Make sure you select docs. All right, so make sure you give it a couple minutes. Sometimes it takes that, and then click visit site. So you'll see it creates it for your GitHub account. And you'll notice it's just loading up our Shiny Live site, and it'll have the little calculator that we did before. So it takes a couple seconds to render, but here you go. Once again, you can do whatever you want, or make yourself a nice little portfolio site, or build a little calculator to share with others. So pretty cool, pretty easy, and it's free.